Number 2. The worksheet from yesterday. Now let's talk about this. I'm going over some of the hardest points that are on the worksheet from yesterday to make sure you guys know what you're doing. Okay? So, number 2. How do I go about doing this? Step 1. Do I have a GCF?
Yeah, how you?
11, A cubed, B.
I need to pull out an 11, an A cubed, and a B. So if I pull that out, this is where every single person in here goes astray. When you factor something out, what operation are you doing? You're doing division, right? You're doing division. So if I'm doing division, what is 11A cubed B divided by 11A cubed B? It's 1. You cannot forget the 1. If you forget the 1, you no longer have 3 terms there. Do you understand that? So now, what is 22 divided by 11? 2A. A to the 4th divided by A cubed is A. B squared divided by B is going to be B. Minus what's 165 divided by 11? 15. Okay. Now, do I have 3 terms still?
Yeah.
Should I have 3 terms still?
Yeah.
Why? Because I had 3 terms to start out with. Do we understand that? So now I need to bust this down into 2 binomials. So I need factors of 1. 1 and 1. I need to have a negative 15. So what's it say about my signs? My signs need to be opposite. So I need to have a negative 2AB, but I need factors of 15 that are going to either add or subtract. Which one is it?
Subtract.
Why subtract?
Yeah.
Because my signs are opposite. Very good. So if I'm going to subtract to get negative 2, what goes where? What am I going to use? Factors of 15. What factors of 15 am I going to use to get a negative 2? 3 and 5. So where does the 3 and the 5 go? My 5 goes here, my 3 goes here. Am I done?
I need to check inner and out.
I need A squared, B squared. So how do I get an A squared, B squared? I need an A here and a B here. I need an A here and a B here. Inner gives me 3AB. Outer gives me negative 5AB. To give me negative 2AB. Is that what I wanted?
Yeah.
Do we understand that?
Yeah.
Am I going to be looking for you checking your inner and outer tomorrow?
Yes.
Yes. Do we all understand that? Do we understand that? Yes? Did you write it down?
But we get to check
Take
it.
notes.
On the paper.
Number 6. Number 6. Okay. Same exact concept. What do I do first? Factor out my GCF. What's in common between 36 and the other numbers? A 6. They all have A's.
Yes.
Yep.
I take the highest or lowest exponent.
Lowest.
Lowest, that's going to be pulling out an A to the first. They all have B's.
Yes.
Yes.
Highest or lowest?
Lowest.
B squared. So if I pull out a 6AB squared out of 36A cubed B squared, what am I left with?
6A.
6A squared. B's are gone. What's 66 divided by 6? 11. A squared divided by A is A. B cubed divided by B squared is B. What's 210 divided by 6?
35.
35. So that's going to be minus 35. The A's cancel out, and I'm left with the B squared.
Okay, now you have to factor
Put it into 2 binomials. I need to break down 6A squared. So how do I break that down? 2A and 3A. I need to have a negative, but I need a positive 11AB, and I'm going to use factors of 35B squared. So what are my factors I'm going to use? 5 and 7. I'm going to put the 7B here, and I'm going to put the 5B here. Inner gives me 21AB. Outer gives me 10AB. But I need to have a positive 11AB, and my signs have to be opposite. So which one's going to be positive, which one's going to be negative?
You're going to have a positive 5.
I need to have a positive 21 and a minus 10AB to give me a positive 11AB. So how did I get to positive 21? 7 times 3 to give me plus 7B and minus 5B. And we are done.
All right, hold on.
Do we understand that, yes or no? Are we good? Nine.
You have to pull out your GCF.
What's my GCF between all those numbers up there? I'm going to have a 5, and then I'm going to have a c squared and a d. So 5c squared d, I'm going to yank out of this thing. So if I pull out a 5 out of 70, what am I left with? 14 what? C squared minus, now what? 9c minus 18, only 18. Do we all understand that?
Yeah.
Now what do I do?
Factor the 14 and if you run in there.
So I'm going to use 2c and 7c.
Opposite sign.
My signs must be opposite, so I know I'm subtracting. And I need to have a -9, but I need to use factors of 18. So what are the factors of 18 that I'm going to use?
2.
Probably 3 and 6, not 2 and 9. So where am I going to put the 6 at?
With the 2.
Put the 6 with the 7, put the 3 here. Inner is going to give me 21c. Outer is going to give me 12c. And I need to subtract it because my signs have to be opposite. But I need to have, what is my middle term? A -9. So which one has to be negative here? The bigger number to give me the -9c. So how did I get -9c? I got a -21 by taking 3 times 7, so the 3 has to be negative, the 6 has to be positive. Do we understand that? That's as hard as you're going to get on the front page. That's as hard as the factor as you're going to get. Do we understand that? Okay? Now the back side of this paper. The back side is about solving. Turn everybody's paper, turn it over, please. The back side of this. How is this different than the front side? I have to first make sure this thing is set equal to 0. So in order to do this problem, what do I do first? You have to subtract 6. So that's going to give me 75x squared plus 50x minus 8 is equal to 0. Yes? Okay, now what? Then I need to follow the same steps that we did on the front part of it. So what do I do? Can I have that in your paper?
Which is, there isn't one.
Okay, thank you. Is there a GCF? No, there is not. Because 8 is going to be my smallest number, and none of those are divisible by all the factors of 8. So I need to go ahead and find factors of 75. Well, the first ones that are going to come to your head are going to be quarters, right? 3 times 25. But can I get smaller than that?
15.
Yeah.
15.
Well, 25 is 5 times 5, so 5 times 3 is 15, and so 15 times 5 is going to be 75, right? So I'm going to use ones closer together, so that's going to be 15x and 5x. I need to have a -8. So what's that say about my signs? They're going to be opposite signs, so I'm going to have the plus minus, which means I'm going to be subtracting. Do we agree? Now I'm going to use factors of 8. Now where do I want 8? I sure don't want to multiply 8 and 15 together, do I? I don't want to use factors of 8 on 1 and 8. What other factors should I use? 2 and 4. Now could I put 4 times 15 now?
Yes.
Well, that's going to give me a big number, but don't I want a big number? I do. So I want to put the 4 over here so they're multiplying together. I'm going to put the 2 right here so the 2 and the 5 are multiplying together. I need to have inner give me a 10x, outer gives me a 60x. I need them to subtract to give me a positive 50. Which one has to be positive? The 60 is positive, 10 is negative to give me the 50x. So how did I get to 60?
Negative on 2 and then positive on 4.
Positive goes with the 4, negative goes with the 2. Now that I have it factored, now what do I do? I have to set each parenthesis equal to 0. So 15x minus 2 is equal to 0, and 5x plus 4 is equal to 0.
subtract or add 2.
Now, in one step, what is this going to be?
2 over 15.
Add 2, divide by 15. Over here, subtract 4, divide by 5. We good?
Yep.
16. Now, how many answers should 16 have?
Have 5.
What's my highest exponent?
4.
My highest exponent is 6. If my highest exponent is 6, I should have 6 answers. Now, this problem right here is the one problem that's going to totally throw everybody off. Okay, this is the only problem that you'll never have to quiz. Could it be an extra credit though? Could it be an extra credit?
Plus EX squared.
Alright. So step 1, what should I do?
Set it equal to 0 by adding 80x squared.
Very good. See if you can stay with me or not on that.
She's old.
5. Believe me.
After that is.
Now, what do I do?
Yeah.
Find the GCF, which is going to be a 5 what?
X squared.
X squared. So that's going to give me x to the 4th minus, what's 85 divided by 5? 17, x squared. What's 80 divided by 5? 16. 5 times 17 is 85, then that's 5 less, so it's going to be 5 times 16, right?
Now you have to get the same signs, which are going to be.
I need to factor this into 2 binomials. So I have 5x squared, put it into 2 binomials here. I need to break down x to the 4th.
X squared, x squared.
X squared and x squared. I need to have a positive and I need a negative 17. So how am I going to get that? Minus, minus. Now I need factors of 16 that are going to add to give you the 17. 1 and 16, because 4 and 4 is not going to give you 17. 2 and 8 is not going to give you 17, correct? So I have to use 1 and 16. So now I have 1 and 16. Am I done? No, because I still have an x squared inside there, don't I? So what can I do since I have an x squared inside there still? Do it again. So that's 5x squared, put into the 2 binomials. Put this one into 2 binomials. And I have to break it down. Well, how do I break down x squared?
X and x.
I need to have a minus 1, so what's it say about my sign?
Plus 1. Or plus minus.
Plus minus. I need to have factors of 1. Am I missing my middle term? Yes, my middle term is gone, right? So if it's gone, what's it understood to be?
0.
0. So if I check here, inner gives me x, outer gives me negative x to give me 0x. Is that what I wanted? Yeah. So I don't need that anymore. Come over here, I need to split up x squared. X and x, I need to have a negative 16.
Plus minus.
Factors of 16 that are going to cancel out to give you 0.
4 and 4.
4 and 4. Inner gives me 4x, outer gives me minus 4x to give me 0x. Is that what I wanted? Yes, and again, I don't need that anymore. Okay, so now what? Set every single thing equal to 0. So I have 5x squared is equal to 0, x plus 1 is equal to 0, x minus 1 is equal to 0, x minus 4 is equal to 0, and x plus 4 is equal to 0. Ooh.
Sorry. You're going to have x equals negative 1.
If I have x 5x squared, how many x's are in there?
2.
2 of them. Did you see that? There are actually 2 of them there, which means I'm actually going to have 5 times x is equal to 0. So how many x equals 0 do I have written down there?
2.
I should have 2 of them. Right? Okay, now what?
X equals positive 1. X equals 4. X equals negative 1.
How many answers do I have?
6.
Is that how many I'm supposed to have?
Yep.
Do we understand that?
Yeah.
Clayton, are you good on that?
Whatever.
Okay, that's a wonderful answer.
I'm starting to understand.
I usually got to answer all the
Your number 18, that's 6 for me too. That is
Yes, sir.
What order?
Okay, look at the last one here, 17. It's teaching, but I should be able to help a little bit, yeah.
I might be able to find one there's zero.
Okay, what do I do?
That's zero.
7 equals 0, so what do I do?
There's already one there, and you have to go.
I bring everything over, so how do I get rid of that 15x squared? Subtract it. How do I get rid of that 60x? Subtract it. So now, do I have any like terms there?
Yes.
Yes. What are my like terms?
4x squared, 15x squared.
And what's that give you?
9x squared.
Now, do I have a GCF?
Yeah.
What is it?
X.
Come again?
Yes.
So 3x. So if I pull out 3x, that's going to give me
2x squared.
now what?
You got
Factor in the binomials.
Factor into binomials. 3x, 2 parentheses. I need to factor 2x squared into, how do I split 2x squared? 2x next. I need to have a negative, so what's that going to be?
Plus minus.
Plus minus. I need to go ahead and have a positive 3x and factor to 20. 4 and 5. Where am I going to put the 4 at?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to erase my signs because I know they need to be opposite, but we really don't know where they need to be yet, right? The 4 needs to be over here with the x. The 5 needs to be here, right? Because inner gives me 5x, outer gives me 8x, but I need to have a positive 3, so that means the 5 has to be negative. So how do I get negative 5? Put the minus with the 5 and put the plus with the 4. Do we all see that? Now what?
7 equal to 0.
3x is equal to 0, 2x minus 5 is equal to 0, and x plus 4 is equal to 0.
5 over 2.
X equals 0,
5 over 2.
5 over 2.
Negative equals negative 4.
Do you feel like you understand this better? Yes? Okay, we have a quiz in here tomorrow. Okay? Would you like to see what the possible quiz could be? Okay, I'm not going to record anymore because I can't show you the answers. Okay? Can't show you and record what the quiz will be like. I'll put it on the website. So, any other questions before I do anything else? No? Excellent. You guys are in my way. Out of my vicinity. Take that shit.